Yo, what is going on YouTube? It is your boy GZTV. Before I wind down for bed here, we need to talk about Monday, December 30th, because we had two good basketball games. We're going to talk Bulls, Hornets, and then we are going to talk about Clippers, Pelicans to kind of close things out. And I don't think I'm going to get the recording done for the NBA NFL recap, but I did drop a Penguin video on the channel today. So that's awesome. You guys can go ahead and check that out. We have 2 episodes left in that series, and then possibly might start watching that Dexter series. I really wanted to watch that spinoff. Squid Games is there. All sorts of stuff is in the air for us. So let's kind of just get into basketball, of course. Talking Bulls, Hornets, Kobe White and Torrey Craig lead the Bulls past the Hornets in overtime. They win by 7. Obviously, some unlikely candidates to lead the Bulls. Obviously, Kobe White had a pretty good season last year, but not that great this year. Obviously, Kobe White narrowly missed his first career triple-double. He played really good scoring the ball, rebounding the ball at a high level, even passing at a pretty high level. You get Torrey Craig, great three-point shooting, scoring at a decent level as well to just kind of fill in the pieces. And they get the win. Really good team victory. Obviously, Seth Curry was coming out there and Del Curry was kind of hyping him up. He had a hot start for the Hornets. That was fun. Mark Williams was making it tough with some at-the-rim defense this game. Really fun game to watch, though. Miles Bridges made it tough. He was getting through defense and making awesome shots. Crazy three-pointer to force overtime. Miles Bridges is a really good basketball player. Despite the public opinion on him and despite the stuff he's gone through, he's still a great basketball player. But just kind of looking at the box score, you get Vucevic going 16 points, 13 rebounds, 23 points and 10 rebounds for Kobe White. And shout out to Josh Giddey. Not great shooting splits. Not great shooting splits for most people on the team, but he had 13 points and 12 rebounds as well. Coming off that triple-double a couple nights ago, that was pretty cool to watch. I actually need to check my fantasy. I'm going to check my fantasy on video right now for you guys because, holy shit, I have not been paying attention recently, and it has been pretty detrimental. Okay, I don't really need to pay attention to anything because Evan Mobley played like shit. But let's take a look at the Charlotte Hornets. You get 31 points and 12 rebounds for Miles Bridges. Again, not the greatest shooting splits in the world, but he played pretty good. 20 points and 12 rebounds for Mark Williams, which, by the way, he didn't miss a shot. He went 9 for 9 this game. I think a really big problem is just depth and having to start a guy like Micic. Not having LaMelo Ball, that's really literally a direct cause as to why they lost this game. It is what it is. And they really don't have anyone on the bench for Micic. They're making the right decision there by starting him. It's just not a very deep team when you don't have your best player, which kind of sucks. It's kind of on the front office now to kind of pick up some players and maybe even try to develop the players you have, especially like Tijan, Salon, guys like that. So let's move on to the final game I want to talk about of the night. We have the Clippers and the Pelicans. Norman Powell and James Harden lift the Clippers to a 3-point comeback victory over the skidding Pelicans. Obviously, the Pelicans are looking like probably the worst team in the league. I don't think there's much competition there either. I think they are, for sure the worst team in the league. I mean, the Wizards are pretty dog shit too, but I would say by far the Pelicans are pretty ass. Even for the roster they have, they should not be losing like this. I know you don't have Brandon Ingram, and I know you don't have Zion Williamson, but I don't think there's any reason they should lose this much. But shout out to Norman Powell, amazing scoring night, and James Harden hit a go-ahead free throws with 17.9 seconds left. Los Angeles Clippers held on. They came back. So many tough losses for the Pelicans, by the way. We talk about them on the channel a lot. But Norman Powell hits threes all game. Obviously, James Harden's going to hit some tough baskets. One of the most gifted offensive players of all time, in my opinion. That's not really a bad opinion either. That's not really an unpopular one either. So, yeah, really good game of basketball. Obviously, Vika Zubac hit some tough shots, but again, it's just Norman Powell, boom, 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 just being an offensive threat and being a pretty solid defender as well. This is a pretty good Clippers team. When we're talking about not having Kawhi, you have Zubac, who's an absolute monster, 20 points, 16 rebounds. You get James Harden going for 27. He shot 50% from 3. And you get 35 points from Norman Powell off of 33% three-point shooting. It's pretty fucking incredible what those three have been able to do. And not the greatest season, but for not having Kawhi, you're putting together something special there for that Clippers team. And it's been really fun to watch so far. Obviously, looking at the Pelicans, you get a 33-point performance for C.J. McCollum, and you get 13 points and 10 rebounds for DeJounte Murray. Honestly, the Pelicans didn't really do anything wrong. They just lost a tough game against the better team. Obviously, they have guys like Brandon Boston and guys like Jordan Hawkins off the bench that can kind of get better, but they are young. You kind of have to cut them some slack. So I don't really have too much of a comment on that. on their struggles. It's just they don't have Zion, they don't have Brandon Ingram, and when those guys play, we know them to be a play-in team at least. So, that's how much impact they kind of make. Tomorrow's New Year's Eve, so they're going to have earlier games. I'm not really interested in any of those games. I'm more interested in, Clippers, Spurs. You get Timberwolves, Thunder. You get Cavs, Lakers. Those are going to all be pretty good games. I'm not too concerned about NBA, though, because we have bowl games tomorrow for college football. I mean, I can preview those for you guys as well. Alabama's playing. I mean, I'm especially excited for South Carolina versus Illinois, but Alabama plays Michigan, and you obviously get Penn State and Boise State in the college football playoff quarterfinal. I'm probably going to watch that with my dad when it comes on at 6:30 tomorrow night. Probably not going to be much of a basketball night, but again, if the games are close and I'm kind of paying attention to some of them, I will talk basketball with you guys. So leave a like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment on the video if you